Hello YouTube, and so I've started making C++ tutorials, and this will be the first one. So in this tutorial I'm just going to show you basically the basic program of learning a programming language, which is called Hello World, and most tutorials will teach you this in most languages and most programs. So I'm not going to show you the how to get this program, because it's actually quite easy. Just search for it and download it and install it. But it's called Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Express, and it's basically just runs your code and it makes it into a .exe file that can actually be run. So yeah, so this is good, and you can get other ones, but this is the one I use. My friend likes other ones, but I'm too lazy to get them. But yeah, a lot of people think other ones are better, but I'm fine with this. Anyway, so let's get started. First, you gotta go up here and we'll go new project. And we'll go console application. Now you gotta put in a name. So let's put in, say, hello world. How's that? Yeah, okay. And we'll just go. Now, yeah, there's options here, but just don't worry about any of them. Just click finish. My computer is lagging. It's going quite slow. Okay, here we go. So it generates this because of what we selected, but it's better to just get rid of it and start from scratch. So now, this is our thing. This is the file that we're currently working, which is open here. These are header files and other things that we'll explain later. Now what we should first put in is hash include. Now this lets you include another file that you can like reference and like use things that are in another file. So we'll include, you use quotation marks, use stdafx.h, and this, I don't know if this is too early to explain this, but this uses pre-compiled headers, which I'm not actually really sure what that does, but basically it makes your computer, it makes it compile faster. So when you click build, it'll go through that faster, and then it will show you the program. Anyway, we also need to include IO stream. This just is a file that gives us a few things that we need to run, and using namespace std. I'll explain that in a few minutes or a few seconds. Anyway, so now to start, that's just all the setting up for the thing. Now this is what we first need to do is we put in int, and then we go main parentheses, and then we go curly brackets. Now I'll explain this. So this is a function, and your programming will be made up of all functions, just a heap of most programming is made up of just a heap of functions. Now a function is basically a block of code that the computer runs, and it's basically do this, do this, do this, and it will just go down and do it, and then when it gets to the end of and the main function, once it gets to the end of the main function, the program will close. So you have like other, like void, like this is in main's always int. I can't remember the reason why, but you can have other ones like void main, void hello, and then you could like put stuff in here, and then you could put it in here and it will go to it, but this will be explained later. So we'll go back to this. Now let's go. We'll have, now remember, it's actually good programming to indent your code. One of my friends is really bad at it, but it's really good. It makes it heaps easier to see. So what we're going to do is go C out, two of them to right, which is greater than, and then we go quotation marks. Then we write hello world and semicolon. Now most of your things will be ended by semicolon, like up here and other things. Now cout basically prints it out. Now what else? And so if we go up here and click this, it'll build the thingy. Yeah, sorry, so that's supposed to be like that. And then you go, this time it should work, hopefully. Stupid thing. Okay, see, that did open, but it used it, but then after it read this, it got to the end, so it closed. So what we have to do is make it not close. Now there's a few different ways. We could use system pause, pause, and then compile that. Oops, semicolon. Most things do end with that to end the line, and that stops it, and then it says that, and you just press any key to end it. Or we can go, we can do this, which I'll explain soon. You can go char, and then we could call it finish, and then we could go, now this one is cin. I should explain this first. So we have variables, which just store data. Variables are just something that stores the data. So you can have ints, which are whole numbers. We have char, which is single characters. We have floats equals decimal numbers, and we also have, what else is there? There's strings, which is words, whole words. But the thing about strings is it's not included normally. You have to do something which we will explain later. And there's a few others, but they're basic ones. And so what we're doing here is we're creating, and to make one, you just write which one you want and you give it a name. So this one's making a character finish. So then we go cin, and then we go finish, and then what cin would cout prints out something, cin takes in something, so whatever you type will be saved in the finish variable. So we can then go and run that, and then there we go. And then you just, it doesn't work if you just keep pressing here. You have to actually put in something and press enter. And then we could, if we wanted, even though it says finish, we could go cout you just entered and then we could go space, and then we could finish that and go, and we could go finish, and then we go here, put an exclamation mark, ta-da, and then we could go system. This is all going to be bunched together, unfortunately, but anyway, pause. And if we do that, oh, and it comes up with that, and then we go, hello, you just entered, yeah, because it's char, it only takes in one letter, so see how it only took in the first letter, so it only says H. So yeah, so you can print out things like that, and I'll save something else. So now we could do there's one other thing. It's I think it's, I don't know why, but that one shows up like that on my computer, but that one shows up as a W thingy. But anyway, it's backslash, which is just below backspace, and you do that and N in the it has to be in the quotation marks, and you do that, and then whatever, and then it will go down a line, whatever's written next. So yeah, and that's basically the Hello World program. And thanks for watching, and keep watching for more tutorials. See you later.